Oh, there's a red house over yonder. That's where my baby stays. How's that sound?
Sounds good. Sounds good. Well balanced too.
Yeah, not bad.
Lord, there's a red house over yonder. That's where my baby stays. I've been only seeing my baby in about a 91 days. Wait a minute, something's wrong. This kid won't lock his door. Wait a minute, something's wrong. He won't lock his door, yeah. And the sad, sad feeling, my baby don't live here no more. That's all right, see on my guitar.
Game time, interview sharp, cut through like a shank line. Stick lounge, stories unfold, real and raw. From hustlers to dreamers, breaking laws with a claw. Microphone warriors, capturing life's conflicts. Sitting across legends, tales flick like black pigs.
The revolution will not be televised.
From the streets to the beats and everything.
All right, Stick Lounge Podcast, everybody. How's everybody doing? We are back. We are back in Des Moines. Took a little bit of time off. This is our second interview after our little break that we had. And we've got Randy Hansen with us today.
I'm way too high to be doing this.
That's perfect, man. That's perfect. Kevin, I didn't catch your last name.
Fillo. Okay,
Kevin
yeah.
Fillo. We got Kevin Fillo with us today. All right, guys. So, just to start us off, so everyone kind of gets a feel, you are, as I understand it, you are the only authorized Jimi Hendrix impersonator from Jimi Hendrix's family. Is that correct?
I'll pay you later for that.
Okay, perfect.
I like cash. Cash only.
There you go.
Yes, that's absolutely true.
All right, awesome, man. That's awesome. And you play I know you play here in the U.S., you play in Europe, kind of all over, right?
Yeah, I'll play in your basement or your closet. I don't care.
I always say we do everything from somebody's backyard
Yeah.
to we played Super Bowl 50.
That's amazing, man.
And everything you can imagine.
Day on the
between.
Green. I played to 75,000 people on Day on the Green one year.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Bill Graham when he was with us.
That's very cool. Very cool. And you just gave us a little show here in the Stick Lounge, which was fantastic. I appreciate that.
I know, cool.
We got video of that, so I'll get that
I like
edited
going
and clipped.
solo once in a while. I like
Yeah.
going solo.
Yeah. I gotta ask. I know you're not too far from here. Hamp does a open mic blues every Thursday night. You might swing by.
Where's that?
Wow, we're right downstairs.
In the restaurant downstairs.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Every Thursday he's got a
I'm not
setup
supposed to say
down there.
that, am I?
No,
No,
you
you
can say
can say it. Fuck, say it again.
I play with him with this. Oh, we don't care. I don't post this for kids. So.
Okay, good.
We do us.
Shit.
Who gives a shit about?
Don't get him started. The whole
Once again, right downstairs, 300 steps to the right when you go out, you'll be right there. I got open blues night every Thursday night.
Yeah,
it would be amazing to have you come in and cut some head.
Yeah.
That's mother freaking great.
Yeah, no, I mean, and he's got some really good musicians that come through there too. He's got some pretty decent talent, you know, that pops in and out. So it's been pretty awesome. It's been great.
Yeah.
But
And
I
you
wanna
got
go-
the mayor of Des Moines sitting right over there.
I know. I'm glad he's here too because I've got notes from him, but I'm gonna be like, did I do that right? He's off camera. I'm not set up for
We can
everybody.
tell you what
yet,
he
but-
screwed up.
There you go. Perfect.
You know, he's no longer the mayor, but he is the head of CIA right now.
Yes, that's why I'm trying to stay on his good side.
He's also a professional gambler, too.
No, that's you.
You're a man of many talents.
No, he was the one that was raised on a riverboat in Mississippi.
Oh, okay. All right. We're gonna have to do another interview, Matt.
Yeah.
You left some stuff out.
yeah.
I thought you guys knew each other.
Not that well. We're getting there. We're getting there. So I want to ask though, how did you two meet? Now, as I understand it, you were never a manager before Randy. Is that correct? No.
No.
So this is your first experience.
Yeah.
And how long's that been going?
What?
We met
40
long before.
42 years?
42 years. So
Yeah.
you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job.
I would have never thought I could keep a job that long.
We met long before weed was legal.
Okay. Perfect. And how did that come about?
So Randy was managed by a big company in San Francisco. He had a big record deal and everything, and he just wasn't happy with how they treated him, what they told him to do. He knew what he wanted
I
to
said,
do.
hey, kid, here's my black book. See if you can book me.
That's basically how it works. So
Really?
he was supposed to resign with his management. He decided not to. He moved back to Washington. I was just his buddy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was just, we were smoking joints together, sitting in his kitchen one day, and he hinted at the thought of stopping music.
Oh, wow.
Because he didn't like the business so much.
The business was getting to you so much, you were just going to hang it up. Huh?
And I remember saying,
There's a lot of scary things that go on, and you just, most people are not privy to it just because it's backdoor kind of stuff. And,
Sure.
I told him
I
you
didn't
can't do
realize
that.
what
Yeah.
I was in for until I got my head above there where other people like the police were and everything.
Right,
I'm going
right.
and I went, wow, this is scary.
I bet.
I thought, I don't know if I want to be a part of this or not.
Yeah. Well, and I did music for years back in Arizona, metal stuff. But I worked with some phenomenal musicians, man. Some really good, talented guys. And not everybody that is actually talented makes it.
I
think that's part of it. I think that's part of it.
pulled a Dave Chappelle. I was thinking, no,
There you
really,
go.
I
You're
was
going to disappear.
I was thinking, I still want to be part of this, but I want to be down low, and I want to stay down low too.
Well, that's why I kept my job.
I don't want to be walking out. I don't.
oh, the truth comes out.
I don't want
These
people.
mics has no secrets.
I just don't
mean,
want
my
people
name is
recognizing
Fillo.
me, all over,
Right.
to the point, because I'm friends with a lot of people that are really famous, and I know what they go through.
Yeah.
Like Nicolas Cage has to have like 5 bodyguards by him all the time, and when his kids were little, he had them all dressed up in Halloween outfits so nobody could see what they
Right.
really look like.
Well, Michael Jackson did the same thing, right? I
Yeah,
mean, he hid his
because-
children. He wore masks out
they're
everywhere.
afraid of them being kidnapped and then held for ransom.
Right.
And everything, and that's why the bodyguards too, because he could be kidnapped and held for ransom.
Well,
I
and
don't
just trying to live a
I don't know
normal
who
life.
you would. If you kidnap Nicolas Cage, who would you go? Okay, who do we call now?
He'd probably star in his own movie though afterwards. He's in everything.
I got a funny
Call
story about
Francis Ford
Nicolas Cage.
Coppola because that's his uncle.
Randy did a Nicolas Cage movie,
Oh, okay.
And-
Which movie?
Sonny.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I got
and,
to
and
act,
I was just sitting at home one day. People call. That's my part of my job. And
Sure.
I answered the phone one day, and this guy starts talking to me and telling me he's Nicolas Cage and wants Randy to do a movie.
He called you direct?
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
And
man.
there's kind of reason because he had a direct connection to Randy when he
We
was
met
young,
a long time
Okay.
ago.
you know, and so I'm thinking it's a buddy of mine pulling a joke on me.
Sure,
you know?
sure, yeah.
And I'm going,
Jeff Pilson in
right.
particular.
Yeah, I'm going, yeah, sure you are. You know.
Put him on blast.
And in the end, it was Nicolas Cage.
That's crazy.
And we ended up 2 weeks later in New Orleans.
Great city,
shooting
great city,
the
great
movie.
city.
Yeah,
Football
we
team
shot the
sucked.
money. We shot the movie in New Orleans during
Jeff-
Mardi Gras. We had a blast. It
Oh,
was,
I bet.
Because Jeff would call you up and he'd go, "Hey, this is Eddie Money, man. I needed another guitar player. Are you interested?" And then we go like,
You're like, wait a minute.
2 tickets to paradise? Fuck yeah.
Let's do it.
So how I ended up with the job was
Yes.
he told me he was going to quit. I told him, "You can't. You'll be stealing something from me. I can't get that anywhere else." And all of a sudden, I saw him like get this idea and run out of the room and come back in with an old school long ass Rolodex like this.
Right.
And he plopped it in front of me and he said, "Fine then, you manage me. Call someone."
Yeah.
And that's how it
I've
started.
been doing
That's how
that
it
ever
started.
since.
That's crazy, man.
As long as it works. So 42
I
years.
said, no,
Yeah.
no,
So
no, no,
kids-
no. I'm the wrong guy. I've never been in this business. I'm the wrong guy. He said, "No, that's why you're the right guy.
Yeah.
You don't know what to do. You won't fucking tell me what to do.
Right.
We'll figure it out."
Right. You won't be trying to skim off the top or
And here
set
we
stuff
are
up when you're
42
in a
years
better
later, still
situation
trying to
and-
figure it out.
Yeah, hey, you know what? If it works, it works, man. If it works, it works.
Like bartenders, you know. Get a
And
bartender
I
who don't
guess
know what the hell they're doing.
I've kept us small enough.
There you go. Well, that's what he was aiming for, I guess. So he did your job well. That's great. So were you in music before, though?
I wasn't in music in a sense, but all my friends were musicians.
Okay.
And that happened strictly because my pot dealer at the time was a sound man.
Right.
We keep getting back to this. My pot dealer at this time was a sound man for a local band in Seattle at the time was called Christmas.
Yes. Yes.
And
You told me about that.
and a bunch of these guys that were in Christmas ended up being in Randy's band eventually.
Okay. Okay.
And so just through that, so I was
Yeah, we
involved
just
in the
friends
music
with
business.
a lot of
but-
other friends. When I didn't graduate from South High School, I tried to graduate from West Seattle, and I knew a bunch of people there too.
okay.
But West Seattle High School and South High School were always at battle with each other
Right.
and
Right.
everything. I mean, they even rioted
Oh,
against
wow.
each other.
So it
down
was more
on
than school
Alcott.
rivalry. It was
Oh,
rivalry.
yeah.
And I went to West Seattle.
Yeah, and so we had a lot of
So you guys
friends in
fought
common.
first. That's crazy. So how long you been playing guitar?
Since I was 10. And
Since you were 10.
yeah, and this is weird because the way I started playing the guitar is not like most people. Is what happened was I was really into sports. 'Cause
Okay.
My dad was a Pee Wee League baseball coach, and then he did all this really cool shit. He was a table tennis champion of Washington, Oregon, and Idaho.
Okay.
He was a champion of table tennis,
Wow.
and I used to watch him, and it was like watching Pete Townsend.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he was. I mean, he
was
was
good.
really wild at it, and it
Yeah.
was like really good. He knew all these trick ways
Get
to
the ball to
serve
spin and do
everything,
all
you know,
the, yeah.
I could never beat him, you know.
Sure.
But
I
anyway,
suck at it, so I couldn't beat him.
so he was like my hero, and then when I was 10 years old, he was out. He used to play the horses at Longacre,
Okay.
and he was out earning money to take to the track.
Oh, okay.
My
Okay.
mom said, you know, if you fix TV, because he was a mailman, but he fixed TV sets too.
Okay.
And that money, my mom said, that's your mad money. You can do whatever you want with it.
Okay. Fair enough.
And so he decided, I'm going to take it to the track,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know. And so he took it to the track, and eventually he won really big, and we bought a new house. And then a couple years later, when I'm just turned 10,
Mhm.
he gets in a big, huge car accident
Oh, no.
and dies in a head-on car crash.
Holy cow.
So a week later, I'm going to my friend's house to play basketball with him because I finally decided to come out of the house.
Right.
And I knocked on the door. His dad answers,
Mhm.
and I said, "Is Alan home?" His name Alan Hartle, and he's another story. But,
Okay.
but anyway, his dad answered the door, and I said, "Is Alan home?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he grabbed me by my coat, and he hauled me into the house, and he threw me violently into a chair, and
Really?
he pointed at me. He said, "You stay right there," like that. And I went, "What the hell did I break?"
Right. You didn't even know what was going on. Yeah.
And then he went into the room and he came out with a Martin guitar and he put it in my lap and formed my fingers into a G chord.
Really?
And then he put a pick in my hand. He said, "Shake that pick like it's a thermometer."
Okay.
And I went like this.
Yeah.
You know, and he goes, "Yeah, exactly." He goes, "Now hold that chord down and get that close to the strings and keep doing that." Next thing I knew, I'm strumming a G chord.
Really?
Then he ran to the record player and puts on a Buck Owens record because it's got a lot of G chords in it.
Right.
And he goes, "Don't play until you hear that chord." He said, "Nothing else sounds like that. You'll recognize it immediately. Listen to how it sounds." And so he put the record on. And as soon as I heard that G chord, I started strumming with it. And the next thing I knew, I was kind of filling in.
Kind of playing the song, playing along with it.
Playing along with it
Yeah.
until it stopped. And he goes, "And when it stops playing, stop and wait for it again." And then it'd come around again. And I just like, wow, I can't believe he taught me this fast.
So was he a musician?
Yeah, he was really good.
What about his son? Did his son play?
His son played, both sons played.
Okay.
And I just talked to one of them and he said, "Man, our dad used to give us so much shit because why can't you be more like Randy? He learns
thanks
this
a lot,
shit.
asshole."
He learns this shit really fast and he'd bring them to tears," he said. He goes, I went to my room, I don't know how many times crying because he was showing me something and I couldn't get it, you know. And I was like, I said, it was just level of interest. To me, I was like, well, anything that's going to drag me away from what just happened with our family.
Sure,
and
that makes
everything.
sense. Kind of
And
a
then
distraction.
I dove right in and I found out this thing solves all my problems.
Yeah.
Really.
And it sounds like you were a natural at it too.
Yeah, I guess I was.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
mean, he kind of just picked it up and ran with it.
He
and
trained,
enjoyed
but
it.
I don't know if it was that. I don't know. The way that he treated me, I mean, he gave me, like when he told me vibrato on the guitar, he had a way of making you think correctly. He said, "You got a brand new guitar sitting there, and there's a little tiny bit of rust on that one fret where your finger's on it. You want to rub that
Work
off.
it out.
of
You
there.
wanna work it
You
out."
want to rub that off as fast as you can with your finger, like that, and just get to it.
Right.
Do whatever you have to do to get it off. Get it off there fast. You're not fast enough. Like that. And I went, he goes, "That's vibrato."
So was he the one that pretty much taught you until you were kind of doing it on your own?
He taught me a lot because I was so interested that I purposely kept going there.
Okay.
And he'd show me more things, more chords. He'd always put on Moody Blues to show me a lot of chords they were using that he just showed me.
Yeah.
Because that first album of theirs was so monumental.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. So you'd show up at their house, and instead of going to see your friend, you were going to see your dad to play some guitar.
And he was cool too. And besides the lessons and everything, after the lesson was over, he'd go, "Hun, you better set an extra plate. Looks like Randy doesn't got a home." Like
He
that.
wasn't cutting you any slack either.
And then I'd go to eat with him, and he'd go, "Randy, don't kick the dog." I'm not kicking the dog like that. And then he'd say, "Randy doesn't like the mashed potatoes, honey." And I'm going, "I love the mashed potatoes. What are you saying this
It
for?"
sounds like you like to mess with you. It sounds like a good guy.
He
though.
messed with me in a really fun way, so much that when anybody ever tried to seriously mess with me, it would make me laugh.
Yeah.
Every time.
Kind of conditioned you to
Because
not
I can't believe they're being
worry about it.
this evil,
Right.
Why are you acting like that?
Yeah, definitely. So when did the interest in Jimi Hendrix come in? How did that come about?
As soon as he showed up, because I was already playing the guitar then.
Okay.
I mean, this happened to me in 1965.
Okay.
And then
So as soon as Jimmy came on the scene.
Jimmy came on the scene a couple years later, and I'd already learned a lot and everything. And then so I was like, wow, who's this guy?
Yeah.
I thought the Ventures were it, you know?
Yeah. And you were here in
the
this
Beatles
in this
and-
area,
and the
correct?
Stones. I was into the Beatles, Stones, and the Ventures, and that was it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Jimmy showed up, I went like, I've got to figure this out. It's like a puzzle.
Well, he kind of changed everything, right? I mean, he
Yeah.
revolutionized it.
Yeah, he wrote his own rule book,
Right.
and later I realized he stole a lot from a lot of other really great musicians that didn't really get heralded.
Oh, really?
Enough, Albert King and everything. He did later.
Right.
But at the time that Jimmy was listening to him, no, not really. And then people were wondering about Bob Dylan because of his voice,
Right.
and everything. But Jimmy saw through that and went like, "Yeah, but are you checking out these lyrics that he's writing? Oh my God!"
Right. Right.
You know. And then he does All Along the Watchtower, and he shelved it because George Harrison said, "Oh, take that off." You know, like it was too. I think it scared him.
Oh, really?
You know, and he
It's an
was
amazing
like,
song.
How you know, you turned it into an acid song somehow, or you know, you know.
Well, and that's around that time that like all that was happening, right? I mean, you had like
yeah.
the free love movement and kind of all that stuff going on. So
I think-
there was a lot of labels being thrown.
So
around,
he
that kind of
shelved
stuff.
that for a couple years and then put it out. And I ended up learning a lot about Jimmy because I met a lot of his old friends and old just short acquaintances.
Yeah, I was going to say. So you're from here, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were in the area where he was. I mean, he was in Renton,
And
right?
Leon told me all kinds of stuff. I've always hung around Leon.
Who's Leon?
Leon, that's his brother.
That's his brother. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a blood brother.
What was the age that you got to meet Jimmy? His age.
I never met Jimmy, but I saw him play
Oh.
at Six Stadium, and I was the closest person to him because I was only like probably 16 or 17,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
you know, and I just clawed my way right to the front, and then
Nice.
and he was right. I'm looking straight up at him, you know. My neck got so sore from
Yeah,
that show,
yeah.
but I could see him just like, oh man, he's wailing and he's got his eyes closed and he's making all these faces. Why is he doing all this? Oh my God.
He's feeling it.
It
man.
was
He's
so
feeling
cool,
it.
you
Yeah.
know. I just thought, wow. And then I got mononucleosis because I had my first cigarette, and it was someone else's cigarette.
Oh no.
And I got home and I was sick for a month.
Yeah, that stuff messes you
After
up.
that, and so I didn't have to go to school for a month either.
So you're playing guitar, I bet.
That was neat. And I played. That's what I did. I played guitar the whole time I was sick and everything. And eventually, when I was in my senior year, they brought me into the counselor's office. They said, "You're not going to graduate. You have no hope of graduating this year."
You have no
And I
hope.
just looked at her. And I went, "Well, what can I do?" She said, "Well, not much, but you're going to have to go.
much.
If you want to go graduate, you're going to have to go to summer school, and then you have to go another year at another school if you're too embarrassed to come back to South." So I was like, okay. So I went to summer school, and I went through that and got some more credits, and then I went to West Seattle. But then one day at school, I had this decision to make of either staying with it or going on the road to Alaska for my first road gig.
Okay.
And the thing that made my mind up is I came to school one day, and there was a guy by the gymnasium who got burned up in his car because of some bad drug deal had gone down.
That's crazy, man.
And I went, this school is way too tough for me.
I'm out. I'm just going to go play some music.
And so I said, "I'm going to Alaska."
Yeah, right.
Going to Alaska.
So that was your first road gig?
Yeah, and then I never looked back. I just kept on, you know, and then my mom, and when I got back, she threatened me with rent.
Okay.
And I said, okay, I better look for something. And I looked for in the want ad. This is all these things happen to me, and they're all accidental. It's weird. I looked through
Right
the
place,
want,
right time, right?
So I looked through the want ads, and I'm looking through music, you know, where it gets to the M's and everything. I'm looking, I don't see nothing. You know, just all dejected. I just kept reading the want ads, and I came to the W's, washers and dryers.
Okay.
And there was an ad for Kid Chrysler and the Cruisers. That is the band that started this tribute.
Really?
Because they said, well, we want to eventually, this is after me being in there, and I'm now Todd Murphy, and I have to talk like this in the band. And they said, we're going to add another show. I want to make fun of rock stars. Who would you like to make fun of, Toad? And I said, well, no, I said, I don't want to make fun of him, but I want to do Jimi Hendrix if we're going to do rock stars. And I go, okay, you do that, and we'll make fun of everyone else. And their parts were funnier than hell, man. I just loved what they were doing.
Yeah.
And but it seemed like the audience started calling in for the Hendrix show, and they wanted to
They liked it.
find out where I was playing and everything, they contacted our booking agent and everything. So they fired me from Kid Chrysler. And
Oh,
they said-
really?
and told me the booking agents, so he wants to book you, and they've already got bookings for you and everything. All you have to do is form a band. And I was going, oh, God.
So they kicked
I've
you out
never-
because you were picking up so much steam doing the Jimi Hendrix thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it got too popular. And so the rest of the band called me and said, we want to go with you.
Mm-hmm.
And so
So
basically,
you took
he
the whole
didn't-
band with you?
I took the whole band with me, you know,
Yeah.
and then that led me all the way to, I'm like I said, 75,000 people at the Day on the Green.
That's wild.
A Capitol record deal, Apocalypse Now.
Yeah. I
All
heard-
this happened with that band
Oh, really?
and everything.
Okay.
And
Now, at this time
and
when
that's
you
how
first-
it took off, really, you know, it just like, but really the thing that really started it was the band Heart.
Okay.
They came to
Like
see
Heart.
me, and then they dragged me all the way to Honolulu.
Nice.
It's my second road gig.
Okay. Alaska and Honolulu.
And now I'm playing in front of 10,000 people at
That's wild.
HIC, you know, and this is where Jimi Hendrix played. I'm going, oh my God, I can't believe I'm in this venue,
Yeah.
you know. And I remember sitting there waiting to go on, and Heart is like, they're being rock stars. Howard Leeson just put his fist through a cake, you know.
Yeah,
There was like this. Someone gave him a strawberry coated cake, and he went, "I don't eat strawberries." My God. You know,
Felt very strongly about the strawberries.
you know. And I'm going. So I'm watching him do all this shit. I go, "What? I'm in a different world now."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For
And
sure.
then I hear this guy on the stage, and he goes, "We have a special." He's not introducing me; he's just telling the audience what I'm doing. And this is, the reason he's telling them is because there's no tribute bands in the world yet, and so I'm the first one.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
and he goes out there and he goes, "We got a special artist coming out here tonight," and he does a tribute to Jimi Hendrix, and the place erupted.
Really? What year was this?
1976,
And what year? I forgive me, I don't know. When did Jimmy pass?
70,
Okay. Okay.
and I started doing this in 75.
Okay. So it
So
was,
that's
gotcha.
where it began, you know, and
Mhm.
everything. So
it was a big deal.
I went out there and played in front of these people, and it just went over like really, really, really good.
Yeah, I bet.
And they just went nutty for it. And then next thing I know, the next day I'm opening for the Beach Boys, and
Wow.
I mean literally the
Yeah.
next day in
That's
Seattle,
Crazy.
Beach Boys and the Kinks. And
Wow.
Junior Cadillac from Seattle, and also, and,
That's cool.
and that was cool. And then I opened again for Heart, and then they told me, "We're finding it hard to follow you." I said, "What?"
Yeah, like, all
And
right.
they-
That's a
and
good
then-
thing.
and they said, "We're going to turn you on to Bob Dylan's manager, who manages the Beach Boys, and he's going to get you some gigs with Bill Graham." And I was like, "Okay."
So you're just kind of
Wow.
wandering aimlessly and being pointed in directions the whole time.
I tell you, I feel like a leaf floating downstream,
Yeah.
and I'm just going where the stream goes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and that's the way it's been for me the entire time I've done this. I've never looked for a gig or anything. They usually come to me, and then I send them to him.
Yeah. Yep.
because
yep.
if I tried to handle it, I screw myself every time. You know,
You got
it'd
the
be like-
Rolodex anyway.
yeah, and even-
Yeah. Do you still have the original Rolodex? Absolutely. There you go. There you go.
so you know, it seems to be working out good, and I'm at the level that I love staying at, where people hear about me, but they don't know what I really, you know, they don't know
Sure.
they don't know shit about me, and I like to keep it that way. I want them to. What I really want them to do is learn about Hendrix, because his point of view, pretty much, in a way, I try to tell people, he saved my life.
Yeah.
In the same way that guy who sat me down and made me play the guitar
Right.
saved my life.
That's
Because I was totally rudderless when that happened.
Yeah.
You know, and then when Jimmy happened and all this and everything, and it pointed me in the right direction, I thought, wow, this is magical.
It's kind of like everything just happens for a reason.
Yeah,
you're in
and
the
I
right
could
place at
go
the
into
right
some
time.
other really magic things that happen because of this. That are
Well, go ahead, man. It's your time. It's your time.
really.
I mean,
you want to hear about it?
Yeah, we got
Okay.
till midnight. So go right ahead.
Okay.
happens at midnight?
There was three.
he turns into a pumpkin.
Okay. After I started doing this, there was three things that happened to me that have to do with Jimmy's grave.
Okay.
So the first thing that happened was very short. I just went up to our photographer took me up there and he said, I want to take some pictures of you at Jimmy's grave.
Mm-hmm.
So I went up there, and I'm just looking at the grave, and he takes a shot of me. And some of the first shots he took of me, there are this, it's not a shadow, it's a lighter part.
Okay.
And it's in the shape of Jimmy, and it's right behind me
Really?
in the picture.
Almost like an aura or a mist or.
Or like a ghost.
Yeah, right.
That's what it looked like. And I said, you did this. And he goes, no, I'll show you here's the negative. Because he developed himself. I thought he put his hand in there or did something.
Did some, yeah.
to make
photo
it happen.
tricks.
But no, it was on the negative.
Wow.
When he showed it to me, I went like, oh man, that's so weird.
Yeah, that is wild.
That was the first thing. The second thing, I decided one day to take a bike hike.
Okay.
Up to the grave. And so I'm on this bike hike, and as I'm riding my bike at 10 speed, and it's got this carrier thing on the back and everything, the first thing I see is I get to Renton, and I'm coming from White Center.
Right.
And I go
That's a long ride.
it's a long ride.
It's a long ride.
And so I'm in Renton, and I see this, I thought it was a gold watch laying in the gutter, and it really is, but it doesn't have the watch in it. It has the faceplate,
Right.
and everything, and the wrist band.
The band, yeah.
And so I put it on
Okay.
as a joke, and just to
Sure.
wear it. I thought, oh, nice watch.
Right.
Look at the hair in between it.
Right, yeah.
So I could, anyway. So then the next thing I find in Renton is this hubcap, and it was at the bottom of Sunset, where I have to climb this hill to get up to where the graveyard is.
I'm familiar, yeah.
And I see this hubcap, and it's beautiful. It's got all these jewels in it and everything. It looks like a spaceship. So I put that on the carrier behind me.
Yeah.
And then I started climbing this hill, and then I get up almost to the top, and I look over and I see, I've got 2 kids at home that are really little,
Yeah.
and everything, but they're coloring age.
Right, right.
So I look over there and I see this 3-legged table sticking up like that, and I thought, wow, kids could color on that if I could get it home with me.
Quit trashing my table.
Yeah. So, I'm just total scavenger this day,
yeah.
And I go over to it, but before I go over to it, I took the hubcap and I threw it like a Frisbee.
Okay.
Right? And it landed in some tall grass, yellow grass. It was midsummer.
Okay.
And so I go over to the table, and it's missing a leg, and I can tell it's broken. Oh, okay, I don't so much want it anymore because I just don't want to have to work to take it home and then fix it.
Yeah, right.
That's why it's on the top of all this trash. So then I decided, well, I do want that hubcap. So I went back for it, and right at this point, there's no traffic.
Okay.
And it's a good thing because you wouldn't be talking to me if there had been.
Okay.
I go over to the hubcap, and I finally find it, and I reach over to pick it up, and it's going, I go, that's a hubcap. How the fuck is that humming?
But you
It's
you did say it looked like a spaceship. So
and I'm thinking, is this thing going to take off? Maybe I really grabbed the spaceship, And I'm looking at it.
you
waiting
are
for
in
it
the
to do
P and Dub,
something.
man. There's some weird shit that happens out here.
And it doesn't do anything. And so I decided to kind of kick it with my foot.
Right.
And it kicked it, and it kind of went up like this. And when it went up, I noticed a wire on it about yay thick.
Oh, shit.
And it came back down, and now it's still stuck to it.
Oh, no.
And I had thrown this thing right at the end. I followed it, and it went right up to the telephone pole.
Just a loose wire down there.
This is a down wire.
Holy
and that's
crap.
about probably 440 coming out of there.
Oh, at least, yeah.
Barbecue.
Thank
you.
God. If I had grabbed that hubcap, it would have fried me.
That's crazy, man.
And so, but I really wanted the hubcap. Right? So I kicked it really hard, right? And it welded a hole in it about yay big.
Wow.
And discolored it instantly like that, like a welder.
That's wild.
It
Just arced
welded
to
it.
it and melted it, yeah.
but then the spark from it started the grass on fire.
Oh shit!
And now it starts burning, but it's burning all the way
It's a
around.
hell of an adventure that you created.
Yeah. And now it's growing bigger, and it's got out of hand. It was uncontrollable by me.
Whoa.
And this guy comes up, the first car comes up, it's this muscle guy in like a Barracuda or something like that. He comes up and he rolls down the window and he goes, "Hey, man, looks like you need the police." And I said, "No, fire department." And I said, "They're right up there by the graveyard. Go up there and get them now and bring them down here as fast as you can."
Right.
He takes off.
He's like, finally a mission with the CUDA. Let's go.
Yeah, so he brings them down and everything. And I said, "There's a live wire right there." And the guy goes, "Thanks," like that.
Yeah.
And then they put it out as it was licking these evergreen trees, and it just about to get huge.
Man.
And they got it out in time. Now it's
Holy
just
cow.
all, it's all turned into steam.
Yeah.
Now, and then the fire chief comes over to me, goes like, "So, how'd this fire get started?"
Live wire, bro.
And I told him, I showed him the hubcap and told him the whole story.
Oh, you did?
And he goes, "Well, that's just too far out to be alive." And he goes, "Okay, you can go," like that. And I went up to Hendrix's grave, and I'm sitting there at the grave, and I went like, "What if I grabbed that thing?
Yeah.
I would have fried like big time." And then I thought, and they would have found me with a watch with no time left in it, holding onto something that looks like a spaceship next to a 3-legged table and a 10-speed. And I would have been fried. I would have been like on fire probably.
People would have been scratching their heads for a while.
Barbecued.
Yeah.
And I was going, "God, thank God. I don't know. Thank you for looking out after me," and everything, and I left there. So that's the second thing, right?
That's wild, man.
Now the third thing is just as fucking wild. Just like, so this is the third thing that happened. I had just come back from Isle of Fehmarn. This is Jimi Hendrix's last gig, and they decided to do this again, and so they had me play at it.
That's awesome.
And they gave me his hotel room.
That's
They
cool, man.
gave me pictures of him in that hotel and everything. Kevin's still got him, and it's a 3-ring binder. And so I play the gig. I come back to Seattle, and now it's September the 18th, and I'm supposed to meet this lady who's from Japan, who it turns out she wants to join the band and sing opera.
Okay.
Hendrix. She
Like
wants to
she
sing
wants to do Jimi Hendrix in opera.
Hendrix.
Really? Okay. I'm intrigued.
Yeah. And I going, how's she going to do that?
Yeah, right,
I'm
exactly.
thinking, and I'm going like, purple haze all in my brain. I'm going like, no, we can't do this. We can't do this. So I said, I don't think I want to do that. And she goes, well, I heard Jimi Hendrix. She's from Japan. Jimi Hendrix buried in Seattle, right? I said, yeah. And she goes, well, I was wondering, could you take me to his grave? Maybe. And I said, yeah, sure. So
Right, let's go.
I took him up there, and I'm thinking about these other two things that already happened up there.
You're like, if we see any hubcaps or any 3-legged tables, we're not stopping.
the other way.
So she drives her car, I drive my car. And then a year and a half earlier, it was a rumor went around that I was dead.
Really?
And they announced it over the radio that I was dead.
Really?
And it was because a guy in White Center, where I live,
Okay.
died. His name's Randy Hansen. They assumed it was me,
That's crazy.
right?
Well,
And
you
then
were the
they-
one that was known, right?
And
So
they,
first person
so they
thought of.
announced it over the radio, and my sisters heard it, and my sister called me up. She goes, "Are you okay?" And I go, "Yeah, I'm fine. Why?"
Hey, are you dead?
Because they're saying you're dead. On KZOK and KISW is announcing that you're dead, and a lot of other radio stations are saying the same thing. So I called Kevin. I said, "Call the radio station. Tell them I'm not dead. If they don't believe you,
Come
tell
on,
them
man.
to
It's
call.
your job to keep people on top of this kind of stuff.
Tell them to call me." I didn't know how to call them and say, "Hey, look, I'm not dead."
I'm alive. Just
So anyway, so now back to the grave.
Yeah.
I go up to the grave, and there's two guys standing there, and it's a beautiful day out, September the 18th.
Okay.
We're kind of, and that's close to what today is. My grandson's birthday is September 17th.
Okay.
So I look at these guys with the Japanese lady, and I say, "Nice day," and they go, "Yeah, nice day," and we start talking to each other and everything, and they go, "Yeah, did you know Jimmy?" And I go, "No, I knew his dad though, Al, and I were really good friends." And they go, "Well, you look like a musician." And I go, "Yeah, I am a musician." And they go, "Well, what's your name? Maybe we heard of you." I said, "My name's Randy Hansen." He goes, "That was my father's name.
Oh, really?
He died 1.5 years ago."
Oh.
And I said, "In White Center."
Whoa.
And he goes, "How'd you know that?" And I go, "Because when your father died, a rumor went around that I was dead."
Oh, that's crazy, man.
And now here I am, September the 18th, the day Jimmy died,
yeah. With the guy.
at Jimmy's grave, meeting the guy whose father started the rumor that I was dead.
That's wild.
And I just came from Jimmy's last gig,
That's crazy.
Isle of Famar. And I'm going, what the fuck?
How does this shit keep
And
happening?
the
that's
opera singing lady.
Yeah, and the opera singing.
Yeah, you should stop right there.
I kind of try to. When people ask me to go to the grave, I just like, I don't know.
I don't know where it is.
Never been.
You know how to get
No, I
there?
just say Jimmy's not buried there anymore.
They moved him. They moved him. So at what point during all this did you kind of branch and do your own thing? Because I understand you had a deal with Capitol Records at one point.
Well, I did that with Capitol Records because they came to my gig and Buddy Miles jumped on the stage and everything that night. And then I'm in the dressing room after the show, which went off like gangbusters. And this Capitol Records guy lays out a 6-album deal in front of me in the dressing room and wants me to sign it. And I said, well, I can't sign that now. I don't have a lawyer and I don't even have
Right.
You know, I don't know what to do about this.
Right.
You know?
Smart. I mean, that's
And I had just signed with David Rubinson, so I had him look at it.
okay.
And so I ended up doing the Capitol record with Capitol Records.
Okay.
And I knew David Rubinson because he's the guy that produced Apocalypse Now, and that's how I met him.
Right.
But then the band changed because he came to me and said, Capitol says they don't like your band, they want you to change the band. And I was like, no.
And you'd been with those guys for
I
a
was
while.
heartbroken.
Yeah.
I was heartbroken. These guys led me here.
Yeah.
What do you mean? You know, and if I had to do it all over again, I would have said, hey, you know, we're making a lot of money every night. What do I need you for?
Right.
You know, if you don't want to sign me, fine. I'm sure somebody else will want to sign me.
Right.
You
So
know?
with that, I'm going to bring this in real quick. This is something that was given to me. Is this off of that album? I don't know.
Probably not. I've done a whole bunch of recordings since then.
So this
and
is
wrote
one
a
of
lot
your
of songs.
one of your originals.
What's the name of it?
No, this
what's-
is Personal Disneyland.
Oh yeah. Okay. I wrote this when I thought I was dying, so I thought I need to leave a message.
Probably a hubcap on.
So this is your original stuff.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Sounds good, man.
Right.
If you will look to your left, over by the multicolored tree.
I want you to come do that number right there in Creole Soul.
There you go.
Yeah, I want you to come do this number right here. Put some headbanging.
It's got a good feel to it, man. It's got a good feel to
It does.
They sit by the mountains, leaving me in.
So is this you playing the guitar, singing, and the rest of your band, or is this all you, or
This is all me.
this is all you?
I'm playing drums and bass and guitar.
Everything.
Yeah, I'm playing everything. The whole album.
The whole album.
Except for one song I have my son play drums on.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool. Where did you track this at?
My house.
You did
In
you
my
really?
kitchen.
Okay.
It's a very
I mean, it sounds
dangerous
good, dude.
kitchen.
It sounds really good though. I mean, I'm gonna turn it up a little bit again, but it's clean.
Right, thanks.
It's so insane, killing my brain.
So where can people find that if they like it?
At our website, I think.
Website?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll make sure that we get that all, like, at the end. You guys can put everything out. So.
You know, what this song is about is everyone treating the earth like their personal Disneyland.
Oh, okay.
And
I was wondering where
we
this,
need to
the title
stop
came
doing
from.
that and start thinking of ways to just like, I mean, it'd be just as interesting if you thought of a way to make things better than
Sure.
just ripping shit apart or bombing people or
I
you know
100%
doing
agree.
all that. You know, there's always a better outlet.
Oh, yeah.
I had a guy walk up to me once and he goes, you know, he was an English sound man, and he goes, you know, I don't like you.
You do good impressions, by the way.
You say, fuck you.
So
That's how you do that.
And so what I did, I took the opposite stance. You know.
Turn the other cheek. Turn the other cheek.
What I did is I threw my hand on his shoulder. And I said, "Really? You don't like me? Why not?" And he goes, "Well, you're so nice to everyone, and everyone's so nice to you. I just don't like you." And I said, "Well, I guess if you need somebody to not like, I guess I'm your guy."
I'll be your guy.
And he
He's
goes,
like, I really don't
he
like
goes,
you.
"Well, now you've done it." And I go, "What?" And he goes, "Well, now I like you."
Won him over, man. You won him over.
So I thought that I learned something that day from that guy. And then I talked to him later. I go, "You know what? Why'd you feel the need to say that to me?" And he goes, "Oh, you know, I just had a back operation and I'm kicking Oxycontin right now. I just feel really bitchy." You know, and
Like, you got to take it out on me.
You just got it you were just in the way. That's all.
All right.
You know.
Well, at least you were there to take it. Someone
Yeah,
else
and
might
he
have knocked him
and It
out.
was cool because then he was able to be honest with me, and
Yeah.
you know, because I was wondering why would you come up to a total stranger and go, "I
Right.
don't like you,"
Yeah.
you know?
That's crazy. So you were saying you recorded all this in your house.
Yeah.
So I've got something else I want to pull up real quick. And we'll be able to see this up here, but we'll only be able to hear it through the headphones.
I did one song on that album. Is it on that? I'm not sure if it's on there, but it was a song I did for Stevie Ray. Oh, that's my living room.
I've got ends. So is this where you recorded that last song we were just listening to?
Yeah, that's where the drums are. When I do the guitar, I go into the kitchen. See that boxing glove up there?
Yeah.
That's Greg Haugen.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He came to see me and it says, "The best guy playing the rock and roll." Or no, the best guy playing the rock, he said.
Nice. Yeah, and what I'll do when I edit this, guys, is I'll take this actual video and I'll clip it in so everyone that's watching can see it as well. If you're okay with that.
Oh, cool. It's not synced up. I like that. Look at it. It's like Japanese.
That's probably because we're the headphones are Bluetooth, so we're probably
You come near me, I kill you.
it's like an old kung fu movie, dude. This is Spanish Castle, which you played for us out in the lounge before we
Yeah.
came in. Yeah. Now, what's this song about?
Spanish Castle Magic. There was a place in Seattle called the Spanish Castle, and Jimmy. It was one of the first places Jimmy jammed at and everything
cool.
when he was a kid.
Yeah, well, you guys were
Spanish
talking a little bit
Castle.
about it out there. I didn't know that, so that's neat.
Yeah, and it was close to here.
Yeah. All right, so these are all awesome. Thank you, by the way, for giving me all
right.
the good stuff. So at what point, was it after you left Capitol, or how did that work out until Kevin came into the scene?
Well, the Capitol thing fell through. I didn't do 6 albums with him.
Okay.
What ended up happening is my manager then, David, he put in this little thing, added it to the contract, saying that if the first album didn't go big, that we had the option to go with anybody we wanted to.
Okay.
All he had to do was initial that, right?
Okay.
All he had to do was initial that,
All right.
right?
All right.
Well, he was busy with Herbie Hancock and all these other really big stars and everything, and the time period passed.
And you never
And
initialed it.
And because he didn't initial it, it let Capitol off the hook for me.
Okay.
And they didn't believe in me back then because, I mean, I told them, I said, I've never really written a whole album of music before, so this is going to be new for me. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I'll do my best
Yeah.
and everything. And I even told that guy, especially when I said, I haven't written shit.
Yeah.
And he's got a 6-album deal there. I'm going like, I said, you know, and he goes, it doesn't matter. Look at how many people are coming to see you. And, blah, blah, you know, and he goes, it just doesn't matter.
Right.
And everything. So I was like, you know, I was just caught up in it and everything. And then that happened. And then I also found out that he was selling me out to do other gigs. I wasn't keeping track of my bank account. He was draining my bank account by having me play for $500 everywhere we were going.
No way.
And I'm going like, I was getting $4,500 personally where we were going before you showed up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I found that out that he was totally trying to drain my bank accounts and then also adding up all my studio time. And when I did fire him, his accountant called me. He said, David's okay with you leaving. He just doesn't want you to forget about your $75,000 debt to him. I went,
what?
For what?
So you think
And
it was?
she said, he said, for studio time. And I said, you tell Mr. Rubinson that if I ever hear that I owe him a penny again, I'll hit him with the biggest mismanagement suit he's ever been hit with.
Right.
Not only that, I'll be calling the IRS too. I never heard another fucking word from it.
So do you think that he was doing that intentionally just to kind of keep you strapped?
He was
essentially.
he was trying to drain, and then I'd be owing him all this money.
Right. Right.
And then,
Which is probably an MO for a lot of managers.
And this is how they get control of the artist.
Yeah.
Now you have to do what I tell you to do because you owe me.
Yep. Yeah, they kind of own you in a sense.
Yeah,
you owe them, they own you.
and they bought you for $75,000.
Yep. Yep. Wow.
You know, and
that's
now
crazy.
now you're going to do what I say.
Did he manage
and
other large
maybe I'll
bands?
use you as a write-off.
Right.
You won't go anywhere, and I'll make sure of it. And that'll be my tax write-off for the year.
Did he manage other large musicians?
Herbie Hancock, the Pointer Sisters, Moby Grape, Cold Blood.
Do you know if he had a track record of doing that?
Yeah,
with
he
them?
had his feet in disco too. Laverty was big in disco back then and everything. And so they were kind of new. I was kind of new to him, you know. So this was the newer thing.
Didn't he manage Santana too?
Yeah, he actually,
really?
yeah,
He managed
Carlos. Santana, but Carlos got away from him. And so did Moby Grape, and then eventually everybody else did too.
So he was doing
and
the
then
same
I
thing
talked to
everybody.
everyone about David, and we all had the same opinion of him. This guy's a shyster, you know, and just
That's
look
crazy,
out.
man.
He's going to take advantage of you, so look out.
Right. So you drop him, and is that when you?
Then I tried to manage myself for about a year,
Okay.
and then I got hit with this huge tax bill.
Okay.
It was three letters.
I didn't give anybody any tax.
IRS.
I didn't give anybody any tax papers that year, and I didn't know what to do, so I just never did.
Right.
And I paid everyone's tax bill that year for the road crew, the band, and me, and everything.
Wow.
It came to over $50,000
Holy cow.
for that year.
1099, man.
And then that was just paying the tax bill.
Yeah.
I had to do a tax form for every state that I had visited.
Oh yeah, I never thought about that because
And
of
that
different
that
tax
cost
rates.
me, and I used H&R Block, cost me $150 everywhere I played.
Wow.
So that was added to that, and then that's when they said you owe me $50,000 after I did that, and then I went, oh God, what do I do? And they eventually got a hold of my Apocalypse Now royalties, and that paid it off because I talked to them over the phone. They said, the guy said, when can I get my money? My money. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe he said it that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and I said, you'll get your money when I
from the
get
IRS?
a hit. I told him, you'll get your money when I get a hit song because that's what I am, a musician.
Yeah.
And until I get another hit, and then he's like, and that's when they went after the Apocalypse Now stuff.
Wow.
And everything, and that paid that tax debt off.
Yeah. Are you still getting royalties from that though? I mean, after it paid them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
That's
still
good.
getting
That's
paid.
good.
In fact, it's growing.
That's awesome, man.
Because Francis Ford Coppola knows how to market.
Yeah. I mean, that movie is legendary. So, How did that come up? I want to come back to where you came into the scene because it sounds like we're getting right to that timeline. But real quick, how did you get that deal with the Apocalypse for the film?
Well, this is what happened. He originally wanted to use some obscure Hendrix, and he got a hold of Janie, and they wanted too much money for anything that he might get from them.
And Janie is.
And so he was going, I don't know what to do now, but I really want Jimmy in there. And then he heard about me over breakfast.
Okay.
And he saw an ad that I was going to be in town playing.
Okay.
And everything. And
so again, just kind of happenstance.
So he called the club. The club called our management. The management told me, Francis Ford Coppola wants to meet you. and I'm going, who's that?
That's wild.
And they didn't tell me. I didn't say who's that. I just said, okay. And I thought it was some small time little guy who's making a movie, and I'm going to go meet with him.
Well, that was the movie that made him big, really.
Yeah. Well, that's true. That is true. Yeah.
So then I went and met with him, and I thought, God, this guy looks like Brutus from Popeye.
Yeah, right.
I thought, perfect Brutus.
Yeah.
And then he's talking to me, and I'm still thinking he's a little small time and everything. And he goes, well, do you think you can sound like Hendrix and make something up?
You're like, well.
And I said, yeah. I said, really cockily, I said, that's no problem.
Nice.
Like
you got
that.
the right guy.
And then, and he goes, well, it pays double scale. Do you want it? And I said, yeah. Okay.
Yes,
and that
I
was
do.
basically all that. And he goes, okay, we're in a hamburger restaurant. You want a hamburger? And that was a done deal. And then next thing I know, I'm recording it. But before I recorded, I went back home and I said, who's this Francis Ford Coppola? And somebody said, The Godfather.
Yeah.
I said, the movie The Godfather? He goes, yeah, he's the director of The Godfather. I went, you're shitting me. Really? God, I'm glad I didn't know that.
Right. Would have a little bit of a different attitude going into it.
Yeah, because then I came off with some like self-assuredness. If I had known that, I'd go, hey, yeah, I could do
Whatever
anything.
you want.
Whatever you want. I'll do it. Yeah, let me at it.
That's crazy. That's wild.
And would it come on too strong, maybe? Or I don't know.
Yeah. So let's jump back a little bit.
So that's how that
ditched-
happened.
You ditched the shitty management that you had at the time.
Mm-hmm.
You tried to manage yourself for about a year. It was difficult. Definitely had some issues with the
Fucked
IRS.
up. Then I went over to him. and I said,
Then
"Here,
Kevin comes into the picture. And you guys
Rolodex.
knew each other prior
Yeah,
to.
we
You
had-
guys
It's
were
Rolodex
Friends for
time.
years.
okay. So when he dropped this in your lap, were you like, hell no?
Well, yeah, like I said, I told him no, a wrong guy, and he said
Yeah.
no. That's why you're the right guy.
Yeah.
And I remember taking the Rolodex home.
Oh, yeah?
And I don't know what to do. I've never,
Sure.
I've never done
start
this. I
calling
don't
it.
know what to say to anybody. I don't know what to. I remember finally I went to Rolodex and I just went like that. Looked at that card, and it was a club in Santa Cruz, California.
Okay.
And I remember picking up the phone, and old school. I dialed
Yeah.
the number.
Right. Yep. I remember that.
You remember that?
I do.
And I dialed the number, and it rang and hung up. I don't know what I'm going to say. I'm scared to death, you know?
Right.
And so then, okay, I get my guts back up again, you know? I dial the number again. I let it ring twice this time.
Took a little
I
while.
did that
Really?
several times till I let it ring enough times that some guy answered.
Okay.
You know,
There's a 1,
and he
2,
answered.
3.
I was just a kid. I didn't know what the hell. I said, well, I'm calling. I got this guy, you know, Randy Hansen, and he took over. He said, Randy Hansen, we've been trying to find him, man. We want him back at the club, man. When can we get him? And he went on and told me everything. He told me the price they paid for him last time. He told me dates that they had done. He let me. I got so much information from that guy.
Yeah.
I played that
that I
club
have
a million
enough-
times.
You're like, slow down. Let me write some of this down.
Yeah, you know, and then finally, you know, we made a date, and I hung up, and I went, oh my God,
This is easy.
it's one of the easiest things I ever did. And so then I pulled out old school again, a map.
Yeah.
And I found where Santa Cruz was, where I just booked a gig.
Right.
And then I plotted back to home and started going through his and finding clubs that were inside
All
of
along the
there.
way. Smart, yeah.
And in the end, put together my first West Coast tour.
Nice, man. That's
You know?
awesome. I'm gonna give you one of those. Well done. Well done.
How many cities?
Fuck yeah. Yeah, right.
But it really was helpful that I happened to call that guy first and his response and how he really told me all the details that I had no idea what to ask for or, you know, and so it was such a perfect.
Well,
moment.
and it's funny that the one that you just happened to pick,
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
How did I?
he'd played there many times. They
But
wanted you
that-
back,
that
you
was
know,
all
and they
part
just
of-
dumped all
you
the
heard all the
information.
luck in that.
Yeah, no,
it's all
it's-
part of his luck coming on to
It's all
me.
just
you
kind of
know?
rolling together, man. It's all rolling together.
But it's not my luck. It's Jimmy's luck.
It's like
It's
he's,
because people really missed him, and then you know I was lucky enough to learn this stuff. There was years that I knew how to play this music,
Right.
where nobody else knew how to play it, and it wasn't until Gary McKinney said, "Who'd you like to make fun of, Toad?"
right.
that I got to
Yeah.
actually play this music with some people. I went, "Well,
Jimmy.
Yeah.
I'll teach the band these songs. How about that?"
That's
you know?
cool, man.
And
So
then-
how many cities was that tour that you put together?
Wow, that I don't remember.
But it was pretty decent for your first go. And
Yeah, I mean, I remember we did
Probably
like
about
a,
10 shows or something.
yeah, we
Nice.
did 2 or 3 or 4 through Oregon, and then 2, 3, 4, 5 through California, and you know, on the way down and back.
yeah,
And bam.
that's
So
awesome, man.
42 years later.
Yeah.
40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how many countries?
Oh God.
Wow. Oh God. I'm not sure.
Wow.
How many countries are there?
I don't know right off the top of my head.
Yeah,
but
I'm
I
not a
like,
scientist.
I like to visit a few of them myself.
We went
Yeah.
to Russia even, you know.
I had been
we
to
played
Russia,
at
yeah.
Red Square and
Yeah.
that was weird.
That was
After
weird.
the show, I was like they took me downstairs to eat and I did not recognize the food at all. I said, I don't know. I'm good.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
got a burger in my bag.
Yeah. And they had a Russian McDonald's up the street. So I thought, yeah, I'll get a McDonald's
crazy.
burger.
So
Which
how did
not
that
taste
play,
like a McDonald's burger either.
how did that play
Russian
out for
McDonald's.
you? Finding booking these other gigs over.
Well, you know,
overseas and
as we
stuff.
do gigs and as I meet people, connections just happen.
just start happening.
You know,
yeah.
and it just keeps happening, and then this guy gets me to that guy who gets me to there, and that guy gets me to this guy.
It's like the map with the
It's-
strings.
yeah,
the
yeah.
yarn going all over it.
Yeah,
It's a world map, though. It's a big map.
just connections that keep
Yeah.
happening, you know.
That's cool.
And meeting different agents and them turning me on to different agencies and then me, you know, working hard. Oh,
Yeah. So what's your next gig?
Yeah.
What is the next gig you got
His
lined up?
index
We have
finger.
our
It's his
next thing
index
is a
finger,
Europe-
you know.
Europe tour.
Europe
tour.
Europe
Yeah,
tour?
everybody always asks. Everybody always, when we're out on the road, everybody always thinks I'm in the band, right? And they always say, "What do you play?" And I say, "I play the ink pen."
There you go. There you go. There you go.
If I played an instrument, we wouldn't be getting the gigs.
And ever since then, anybody shows any interest and talks to me about it, hey man, I really like you to play my party or whatever. I just go, that's the guy you want to talk to right there.
Nice.
You don't want to talk to me.
Right. No, that's good though, and,
And
you
then-
guys are good friends, and it works.
And a
that's
lot of
amazing.
times people say, where are you playing next? I go, I don't know.
right? But
He doesn't
I know
want
I'm
to know.
playing.
Right.
He
I
only
know
wants
I'm
to know where
playing.
his next gig is. He doesn't want to know any more than that.
But the cool thing is, like, there's been so many friendships in the past where a friend has taken over someone else's stuff as a manager, and it just
That's the way it
doesn't work.
should be, you know, because then
Right,
you're
but
both in
sometimes
doing
it just
something
destroys
you
a
love.
friendship, and it didn't do that to you guys. So that's
no,
awesome.
not at all.
Yeah, that's great. So Europe's next. When are you guys heading out?
A month from
Hey, man.
today.
A month from today.
We
The
are.
21st of next month, we fly
Okay.
to Europe and do a little string of shows.
When?
21st
21st. Okay.
of October.
Oh yeah, go for it.
I'll get ready. Where are we playing next?
Creole Soul
In
on
Europe.
Thursday night.
In Europe?
There you go.
Yeah.
Thursday night
Ham's
jam
trying
at
to get you
Creole
in the
Soul.
There's your proof.
Yeah.
This is how we have business meetings.
There you go.
We
There
just
you go.
wait for a podcast.
Perfect. Have you guys done a lot of podcasts?
Yeah. Yeah, we've done a whole
You know,
bunch of
I figured it would do wonders for me and Creole Soul down there. You know, so you coming through there, get all these dead folks
Oh, right.
in the alley. You know?
Yeah.
Wake up the alley here.
Well, you know, the more people that check out, the more my chances of getting a gig are.
Yeah, no, that's
you know,
true.
Really, because you know, a lot of people are getting too old to go out and do it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been really vigilant about my health and everything, about
good.
trying to make sure that I'm in tip-top shape.
Yeah.
I can still ride my beach cruiser from Auburn to Alki
That's a haul, man.
and back.
That is a haul.
And back.
Auburn to Alki? Holy
Yeah,
cow.
it's 70 miles.
Yeah, he shows up. I live on Alki. He shows up at my place on his beach cruiser bike.
It's 70 miles
crazy.
both ways,
And
right?
it's a beach cruiser. It's
Yeah,
not,
it's-
you're not shifting gears
There's no
or
gears,
anything.
it's no-
Yeah, but
Where's the
come on.
Cadillac?
It's all flat from Auburn all the way
Okay.
to Alki is flat, so it's no
Gotcha.
big deal.
I do
The
40,
biggest
50 mile
hills,
rides
maybe.
all the time.
You get
Really?
a
I got an
tiny
electric
little
bike.
hill.
There you go. There you go.
He's got an electric bike.
Yeah, electric, right?
He calls it cheating.
That is cheating.
It is. I don't know
Nah,
what to
he's keeping
call
with the
it.
times. He's keeping with the times.
I'm gonna sneak over there and kill his battery.
Take the negative off and it'll be all right.
Yeah.
So you guys are heading to Europe.
Put a
soon.
hubcap on the back of his
Right,
bike.
yeah. And make it hum.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we had a couple of dates that we were supposed to be doing before that. One was a venue down in Oregon that ended up closing down. So, well, we're not going to go play at a closed place. And then I got a call, and never really had the gig, but we were working on a gig at Mopop.
Oh, okay.
And it was for the 3rd of
I
October.
thought we were playing the Puyallup Fair too, and I guess that fell through.
We
Didn't you
never-
say something about the Puyallup Fair?
No.
Really? Oh,
So the gig at Mopop, then
please say something about the Puyallup Fair.
A lady was called me. We were talking about it, and all of a sudden I saw an advertisement for a Hendrix show at Mopop, but a different date, and it was a date where we're already in Europe.
Oh, really?
So I called her and I said, "Hey, did you screw up on the date? Because I'm in Europe on the date I see this." She said, "No, I gave you the right date, and this was a different show." A different Hendrix show.
Okay.
On the 23rd of October.
Oh, she's not talking about us. And
And it was a show I could see by the people on it. I knew it was a Janie Hendrix show because she does the Jimmy tour. And
that's probably my son.
so then,
Sneaking in the back door.
When I told her and she learned about this other show 2 weeks after the one she was trying to put on, she realized that it was probably bad timing for her to try to do one there.
Oh,
See,
that time.
because my son is actually a clone.
really?
Yeah. They cloned me. And I'm actually a clone of Jimmy, but I came out a little lighter.
Got it. So what about your, you guys use a different band in Europe, correct?
Yeah, we have a band based out of Seattle and we have a band based out of Germany.
Okay. How'd you guys hook up with the band in Germany?
Well,
That
Yeah.
happened because I was playing at the NAMM show after I got the hell beat out of me. And really, I got lured to this house. And
Oh, you actually had the hell beat out of you.
Yeah, I had 29 stitches in my forehead.
Oh, holy shit.
And everything, and a really bad concussion. I decided the last day to go in and play. So I went
At
in
the
there.
NAMM
I
show.
was working for Jim Dunlop at the time because he was making a bunch of Hendrix pedals and he wanted me to demonstrate them.
Okay, cool.
So I went in there and I'm demonstrating these pedals, and this guy named Horst Stockelhaus.
Okay. Horst Stockelhaus.
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 He shows up and he comes up to me and goes, "Hey, I would like to take you to Germany. Would you like to come to Germany? I could put a band behind you." And I'm sounding like an East Indian guy.
The other ones are great. We'll work on German.
But he goes, "Yeah, I
That's
haven't
where
got
we
the
are
German."
more than anywhere.
But he goes, "I could put a band behind you." And so I go, "Okay." And so we played at a thing that was like the NAMM show, only in Germany. And then Uli John Roth sees me there and wants me to do a TV show with him
Oh, really?
and everything. So he invites me back. And then I came back and did this TV show. And some kind of magical things happened during the show.
It was all Hendrix.
Dude,
he was doing a
I mean,
TV, all
yeah.
Hendrix show.
And I'm playing
most
with,
famous TV
I'm
show in
playing with
Germany.
Jack Bruce,
Uh-huh.
Simon Phillips,
Wow.
Uli John Roth, his brother, and some other
John
people.
Wetton.
John Wetton.
Wow.
You know, some big guys.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, holy shit, I can't believe I'm playing with these guys. And then it's my time to do my thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, I'm running all over the stage. Nobody else runs on the stage, and I just like,
Yeah,
I get excited, so I just like start running and everything. And I'm out on the edge of the stage and everything, and I'm playing Voodoo Child, and
Got some.
my scarf falls over my eyes, and now I'm blindfolded.
You start running in.
And I start playing blindfolded and everything, and the cameraman like starts closing up on my head because it's like I'm blindfolded and I'm just standing there playing like this, you know, and everything. And then I finish my section and I go backstage after the show, and they're going like, "That was really cool." And when there's a violinist that was with us too, and he goes, "Randy Hansen for president," you know, and he's going like,
Nice.
and
All
they were
those
just
big
really,
names, and Randy stole the show.
And then I
That's
ended
crazy.
up being huge friends with Jack Bruce, and to the point where we did a show together, and I'm the only guy he'll let in the dressing room.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
and
wild,
so he lets
man.
me and my girlfriend in the dressing room with him and his wife, and this is shortly before he actually checked out
Wow.
and everything, and I got to be just. I can't believe now I'm friends with Jack Bruce. This
Right.
is like you don't know what you are to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and all
Jack-
these people that I'm meeting, you know, like the Ventures were big in my world, and then I meet the Venture. You know, I could sit here and drop names. I feel a little guilty about it, but I could drop a lot of names.
It's just a cool journey,
because
though,
of
man, you know?
doing Jimmy.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
that
because of
TV
Jimmy.
show.
Yeah.
It's not because
Also-
of me. It's because of Jimmy, and then I guess I did it kind of right, so they liked it.
You're doing a good job. Man.
We play more shows on the planet Earth in Germany than anywhere,
I was gonna say you guys have a.
and have for 30 years.
Are you looking to get more of a presence
and
in the States?
there's a
or-
reason. There's a
I
big
like
reason
Holland.
that happened.
Okay.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that TV show that he just talked about doing ended up airing on late night German television for the next 20 years.
Wow.
Nearly
they
every
keep
night. We'd
playing
be on
it.
tour. Every time we go on tour, we'd get back after the show late night at the hotel, and we'd find it on some channel.
So now I'm a
And
big
that
star
was-
in Germany.
We couldn't buy that kind of advertising.
No,
you know,
that's insane.
that just
man.
playing every night made it was just the
So-
best free
And
advertisement
Uli
I ever got.
Uli looks at me one day and he goes, "So Randy, I think I am older than you." I go, "When are you born?" He goes, 1954, the 18th of December. I went, "Uli." And he said the 18th. I said, "I'm 10 days older than you."
Got him. That's crazy, man. So now, if you're in Germany, are you signing autographs? I mean, was it to that point? Was it to that point where
Oh,
you're kind of
God.
trying to stay away
This
from
is
originally?
really wild because I was over there right when the wall came down.
Oh wow,
And I went to Berlin,
that's cool.
and these people were telling me, you know, when famous people showed up in America, we had somebody over here on the other side who would claim to be Janis Joplin or so. Actually,
really?
they are the first tribute bands over there, and they're in
Okay.
East Germany, but
Yeah.
nobody hears them because they're beyond the Iron Curtain.
right,
You know,
right.
so they told me when I showed up, they said nobody could handle Hendrix, so they didn't have a Hendrix. And they said, but for us now, you are our Jimi Hendrix.
That's cool, man.
And I was like, wow,
Kind of.
that's heavy.
So it's awesome, right? And it's
Yeah.
got to be fulfilling, right, for doing what you're doing. But like you said, also heavy, right?
yeah, I mean, I felt like a little bit weight on my shoulders.
Sure. No, for real.
Like, I got a responsibility here to do this right. You
Yeah.
know? But I always felt that anyway. I mean, my worst fear is that I would do a disservice to the guy
Yep.
who is a amazing genius who in 3 years did things that I've been working on to this day.
Sure.
You know, I mean, he came up with it off the top of his head and just executed. And
Yeah.
I'm going like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, like
Big footsteps.
balls. The balls of this guy are like gigantic
Yeah.
compared to every other guitar player, you know. And so it's something that I shot for that I thought I'll never get all of this.
Sure.
And
sure.
that's why it will last me a lifetime.
That's awesome, man.
You know, and what I do now is I try to do what Jimmy. People are always asking me, "What do you think Jimmy would be doing now?" And so I try to show them. He would have been influenced by Jeff Beck, by Deep Purple,
Right.
Led Zeppelin.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The Who, and he already was influenced by the Who because they were on tour with each other. But you know, all these other bands came out, and all this way, you know, once he came out, it's like, yeah, turn the guitar up.
Yeah.
You know, but Eric Clapton is the one who went like that.
Yeah.
Really turned it up. So that's why he wanted to meet Eric. But then he blew Eric away, and then he scared everybody that he was like coming in contact with, and they're all going, "Oh my God, he's Yoda man." You know?
That's crazy, and it's
that had to
funny
be
to
wild
think.
for him. You know, just being included is
Yeah.
you know, so it fills you up. You know, it makes you feel like something. Now I finally am somebody that my mom can be proud of. You know,
Sure.
So my
It is-
que-
oh,
go
go ahead,
ahead.
Ham. No,
My
no.
question is: so, as the Hendrix family, they gave you permission or approval.
yeah.
When did that happen? And did you have to go in and ask for it,
It's
or
when
did
I
you just
played the
volunteer?
Paramount. I played the Paramount, and Al sat next to my mom, and I saw them sitting together in the audience. I'm going, wow, my mom's sitting right next to him. Man,
And your mom didn't
you
know.
know,
sure,
and
right?
I played that night like I was a kid playing on the beach in the sand. I was just running all over the place. I had the time of my life that night and everything. And then afterwards, Al got in the elevator with me, and we're headed to the dressing room, and the door opened, and he goes, "After you, Jimmy."
Really?
And he started calling me Jimmy
That's crazy.
and everything. And then I ended up being really good friends with Al. He used to come to a lot of shows and everything. And and I took a break, you know, I'd go sit with Al and talk to Al all night,
Yeah.
you know, which was really blowing my mind,
Yeah.
you know, that I even know the family. And
There
know,
was
and
a cool moment in that elevator. I was in that elevator.
You were there?
And there was a moment that I just want to tell because it was
Please.
a moment I'll never forget in my life.
Yeah.
I'm standing there. I'm standing next to Al. Randy's on the other side of Al. And I see a tear start rolling out of Al's down his cheek. And then he turns and he looks at Randy and he says, "Jimmy?
Really?
Jimmy?"
That's crazy, man.
Like
yeah.
That's
how-
crazy.
that's what it,
So he
You know what's weird is a lot of people
he
come
felt.
up to
He
me
felt
and
his son inside.
That's
I've
what I'm
had a
saying,
lot of
yeah.
people
In
come
there
up
that
to me and go, and they're giving me this, "Are you in there?" You know, and I'm going,
saying that
I'm going, "No, it's only me, okay? It's only me. You're seeing a disciple, okay?
That's crazy,
That's
man.
all you're seeing."
But you earned his respect
Jimmy's
right away.
not in here.
Yeah.
He's in my heart, but
Yeah.
he's not. His spirit.
You're not sharing.
His spirit is not in me.
Yeah.
I mean, the day that I saw him, I was baptized in the Spirit
Yeah.
because, like I said, I was right underneath him, and it was raining out, and the water was dripping off the toes of his boots right onto my forehead.
There you go. There you go. That's a baptism if I've ever
Yeah,
heard it.
so
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my God!" I kept wiping my eyes because it's splashing into my eyes. And
Yeah.
I was seeing this amazing performer.
So when did the family tell you? Was it the family? Was it the dad? Who said like you're the guy that we want to do
Al.
our sons?
Al.
It was
Al?
the dad, and then he basically kind of said to Janie, you know, hands off, because Janie doesn't like me, and she has that right, you know. And other people are saying, "Yeah, you know, well, fuck her," and I'm going, "No, no, no, no."
There you go.
She doesn't.
That's a Ham's favorite word.
And I said, wait a minute, you know, there's no rule in anything that says she has to like me and everything. And she told me, she basically said, well, he made his whole living off of Jimi Hendrix and everything. And I said, yeah, I did.
Yeah, but you're also keeping
You
his
stole Jimmy's
spirit
music.
alive.
She said, you stole Jimmy's music. And I go, yeah. And it was difficult to steal. Not
Right.
Very hard to steal.
Yeah.
And everything. And in fact, Janie, you try to steal it and see what happens.
Yeah, no
you know?
kidding. No kidding.
But you know, I always thought, you know, like that guy, you don't have to like me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I said, well, okay, you don't like me. Why not?
There you go. Yeah.
I'd like to know why.
Sure.
She
worried.
said, because he stole all his music. And I said, guilty as
Yeah,
charged.
but you're keeping it alive. You're sharing it. I mean, you're not stealing it. You're,
When Al passed away, I worried that she would come after us
I tried to
because
get
of the
every
things
note.
she had said.
yeah.
I
And
tried
so
to get
I give
every
her
note,
credit.
you know, but not
But
get
she-
every note. I wanted to
kept
learn what's going
the
through
word to her
Jimmy's
father.
head.
That's good.
He's
Never
doing
has
it
ever.
different every
That's
time.
amazing.
So I had to learn to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
How to improvise. He's the master of improvisation,
Yeah.
like Frank Zappa.
Well, and I got some pictures up here. Whoops, that we were looking at, and I mean, look at you, man. I mean,
Yeah, that's me trying to invent a new way to play the guitar.
I mean, these pictures are awesome. You know, you're doing what Jimmy would do, in my opinion. I never got to see him live, but I mean, you're acrobatic on stage.
Jimmy set me free as
Yeah.
far as the guitar is concerned. He's the one that he made it so much fun for me that it's like I got the best fucking job in the world.
Yeah,
And why would I ever? It's not broken. I ain't gonna fix it.
there you go.
You know, so I'm just gonna try to improve always. I don't want people walking away from going, yeah, he used to be good. You know,
right.
and I want him to go like, I want him to go, that motherfucker's 70 years old. Look at him.
Right. Well,
You
so
know?
much about going to a live show is the live show. You know what I mean? I've
Right.
been to see many, many bands, and every once in a while there would be a band that I love, their music. You go see them live, they don't do anything on stage.
Yeah.
And you're like,
But,
okay,
you know,
guys
a
sound
lot
good,
of
but
Seattle
where's the
bands-
performance?
Boring.
But you
where's
know
the
what?
performance?
The
I
Seattle
find that too.
bands took over the music business.
Yeah.
The Seattle bands have always been able to take it over. Back, you know, a long time ago, the Ventures
Yep.
and everything that came down from Seattle, all down the pike like that. Alice in Chains. I used to run sound for them.
Oh, really?
After I'd already made a name for myself, they called me up and they said, we were wondering if you could run the sound for us tonight. We think if people know that you're coming to the gig, that more people show up.
That's awesome.
It's like, yeah, I'd
House
be
and
glad.
Change is using you to get more heads in the door.
Yeah. So I'd run sound for him. I ended up good friends with Alice in Chains and a lot of the Seattle bands that ended up making it in the grunge movement
Okay.
and everything. And I'm still friends with all of them.
Did you ever get to meet like Kurt Cobain or any of the guys from
Never
Soundgarden?
met
or-
Kurt Cobain, but my girlfriend did.
Okay.
My girlfriend's mother is the oldest employee at Boeing.
Okay.
She holds the record for
Really?
number of years
Wow.
working for Boeing.
That's going to be a hell of a
Seven-
retirement package.
75 years.
75 years with Boeing? That's
She
nuts.
retired at 95.
Holy cow.
They wanted her out earlier. So what they did at 95, they gave her pregnancy leave
Really?
at 95.
That's crazy,
They
man.
said, okay, that adds that 9 months. So that'll
Right.
get you out of here quicker.
That's insane.
Because
That's
they just,
insane.
you know, she's too old to be working here, you know?
Right, right.
And her daughter, Ann, my girlfriend, she pushed to keep her there. And they were citing things like, oh, she doesn't know how to work the faucets in the bathrooms now.
They work by
Because all
themselves.
you have to do is put your hand underneath the sink, and she's walking in there for the first time and going like, "What the fuck is this?"
To be fair, they
How
don't
do I
always
get
work.
that? I want to wash my hands, but there's no spigot.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
You know, what am I doing? And everything. Someone said, "You just put your hands under there," and like then now they're making fun of her for that.
Oh, no. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So fuck you, Boeing.
There you go.
That's what I'm talking about.
There we go.
That's your world.
That one I have no problem saying.
Say, fuck them all.
And now look at him.
Unless you want to get a contract from me for something, then we're good. We're good.
Oh, doors coming off of your airplane. This is your idol.
That's true. That's true. That's true. So you're doing his music. You're really channeling Jimmy. Did you have to train to do the theatrics and the acrobatic moves that you do on stage?
No,
Like,
I saw
how
so
long
many
did it take you to
pictures.
get
I
that?
saw so many pictures of rock stars doing all these poses and everything, sliding across the stage on their knees.
Yeah.
Mark Farner and the Who were huge influences on me for like what I wanted to do. wanted to appear like those guys. And then even Jimmy at Monterey is appearing like them. He's doing back rolls on the stage and everything. And I learned how to do a lot of gymnastics.
Yeah.
So you
got to be limber to do some of that stuff, man.
A guy came up to me and he said, this is when I was playing a 50-seater just before everything started happening.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, you know, you should do everything you know how to do on the stage. And I went, wow. Okay. Well, I used to throw my pencil over my shoulder and catch it in midair. When I was nervous and doing tests, when I was thinking, I'd just be throwing it like this and catching it with my peripheral.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then I got into juggling.
Okay.
And everything. So then I started doing that with my pick.
Really?
And everything. I did one here while I was working.
Okay.
When I did the thing for you just now, but.
We're playing the guitar behind your back too. It was working.
So
Yeah. Wait.
I like to throw the.
We owe you?
Yeah. So I learned a lot of things that I could do with the show that I knew Jimmy never did.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make it like, this is like, in my mind, I'm going like, maybe this could be super Jimmy.
There you go.
You
There
know?
you go. Yeah.
Jimmy, this is Jimmy if he just kept on with the stage antics and everything. But he eventually got tired of having to perform like that.
Yeah.
Me, I never got tired of that. I always
It's the
love watching
showmanship.
the look on someone's face when they elbow somebody and go, "You see what I told you?"
Yep.
Like
Yep.
that, and then they're going like, so that
They
just
know they're gonna get a show.
That
Yeah.
excites me when I see someone who brought someone.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
you know,
awesome.
And then I can see they're going, "I told you so." You know. And I go,
So how many strings did you break trying to learn to play with your teeth? That's got to be.
oh, what happened is I bloodied my gums up.
Did you?
Yeah.
So
I mean,
what-
the first time I tried to do it, I'm like going way exaggerated. I'm going like, oh God. And then the next thing I know, the guitar is all bloody.
Oh man.
And I didn't notice it. And then I'm going, oh God. And then they're doing a back roll. I do a thing where I run at the stage and do a back roll and everything. And if you don't hug that guitar to your chest,
Keep it tight.
it'll go right into your teeth. And I learned that the hard way. You know?
It's a dangerous job, man.
Yeah, so there was a lot of things that I had to learn how to do correctly.
Yeah.
And then once I learned them, I was like, oh, now I'm off to the races.
Yeah.
You know,
Now
and
I
then-
got it. Now I got
yeah,
it.
and people are going to, so I know when I'm going to impress them.
Do you have a
But
signature
I have
move?
to plan it. Yeah.
Like, what's the one thing that the crowd just always goes crazy for? You know, you're going to pull it out every time.
Well, the back roll,
Back
and then
roll.
also playing the guitar with my teeth or throwing the pick over my shoulder
Yeah.
and catching it in midair.
I was pretty
while
impressed with
I'm
playing behind the back out there. That
while
was pretty
I'm-
cool.
But this is while I'm standing on one leg, playing with one hand, and singing at the same time.
All right. All right. We need to get you a bigger stage.
Yeah. So I had to think about that. I go, I'm going to try to make this as hard as I can for anyone to duplicate it.
Yeah.
So that's why you see me in that picture,
Oh, yeah.
you know, playing the guitar that way that I was in the other thing.
You don't want to never be duplicated.
Nobody's going to do this.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. So
wild, man.
that is to me is my job insurance.
Right. No. Yeah.
This ensures that I'll still have a job
Yeah.
because I'm still working on new things like that, like turning the guitar upside down and then playing it with my foot,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, and pressing the headstock to the stage and then you know,
That's
just
crazy.
doing weird shit.
Do you ever see him do something and like, man, you're gonna hurt yourself?
Oh, many times.
Slow down, dude. We got
I
more
have
gigs
heard-
after
oh, yeah.
this.
I mean, at this point, I don't worry about it anymore because it's been so long, and he is good at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
He doesn't. He's in control of what he's doing, even though
I'm for-
sometimes it doesn't look like it. and he's in high
Well,
places.
you know the Three
coming off
Musketeers?
balconies, hanging out.
Three Musketeers, right? You know the Three
Yeah.
Musketeers. I'm Porthos.
Okay. All right. All right. I like it. What show is this? Do you remember this one that we got up here?
It's one of the cruises.
That's
You know
the
which one
cruise
it is.
ship.
Cruise
That's,
ship.
that's like one of the later shows. And I'm putting on the outfit that I have on is exactly like one that Jimmy wears, and you can see it in on YouTube.
Is that the same hat you're wearing right now?
If you Jimi Hendrix Foxy Lady, I don't know, I forget where he's at, but I think if you put Jimi Hendrix Live Foxy Lady on YouTube, you'll see him wearing that outfit
All right.
and everything. So every once in a while, I'll try to put on the same thing, but not that typical thing that he wears, you know,
Right.
with the old jacket
You
with
have like
all
a vest, right? Usually have
that,
like a vest
you
and
know,
a fringe.
the
and-
one that everyone pictures him in.
That's the one I'm thinking of, I'm sure. Yeah.
That's the one I don't wear
Yeah. Yeah.
because it's so trite.
Sure.
I want to look the way he did and dress in the same vein without actually
Yeah.
doing
Without
that,
making
without,
it cheap or
without copying exactly
sense.
what he wore.
without being that Elvis
because
impersonator that
I'm
wears the
always thinking-
same.
I'm always thinking that I should be what I thought he might have ended up being
Right.
if he had lived, and doing what he might have done if he had lived,
Yeah.
and playing the songs that he never played, like 1983. I play 1983, a merman I should turn to be. He never played that live because it's just there's too much recording going on and too many more guitars. So I had to pick my favorite parts of what he's playing in it. And I always get a lot of props for playing that song,
That's awesome.
you know, or playing Machine Gun and making it sound the way he did on
Right,
New Year's,
right.
you know.
Well, and actually, I want to apologize because in the beginning of this, I think I introduced you as the only, you know, authorized by the family Jimi Hendrix impersonator. I think is what I said, but you're not an impersonator. I think you're a tribute musician. You know, you're keeping him alive. You're keeping
There was a
him
point
relevant.
where you'd see Sammy Davis Jr. do a tribute to a whole bunch of different singers and everything. Or then there was the Boston Pops who would play Beethoven for an evening.
Right.
They're just trying to do their best at it.
Yeah.
The composer is dead.
Mm.
So I'm going to show you what that guy did.
Right.
And
Right.
that's all I am. I'm just a guy who's trying to learn everything that he did, doing my best at it, and really striving to be better every time I do it.
Well, you're doing a good job, man. I mean,
thank you.
I've only seen a little bit. I actually have not seen you live yet, but I'm going to definitely.
All right,
For
cool.
sure. For sure. I want to
Yeah,
see.
you
I want
see
to
a
see
real
this
show.
live.
Down
We
at
got a
Creole
couple of shows coming up in Tacoma.
Do you? Okay.
On December 6th, we're at Jazz Bones.
Okay.
And then on December 26th, we're at McMiniman's.
Okay. Nice.
So Jazz
Yeah.
Bones one is Randy's birthday show. McMiniman's
Nice.
is Jimmy's birthday show.
Perfect. Perfect.
This is what I did one time because, you know, this is the idea that people have if they've heard of me. They go, I know you can do that, you know, or whatever. They're skeptical right
Sure.
away. And I remember the first time a guy came up to me and he said, "You better be fucking good."
Challenge
And
accepted. But you're
so-
humble too.
Okay.
You know what I
this is
mean?
what I said. This is what I said to him because I was very sure of our show back then, and no one could touch our show
Right.
back then because I had Ed Wanabo doing lights and doing all the special effects and everything.
Good
for our
light
show.
shows are awesome.
We turned this show into something that Jimmy might have done
Yeah.
later with fog and all doing all this wild shit
That's awesome.
and everything. So I looked at the guy. He said, "You better be fucking good tonight." And I said, "You know what?" I said, "I'll tell you something. You watch my show tonight, and if you don't like it, I'll give you my paycheck."
Yeah. All right.
He came back to me and he said, "You can keep your paycheck."
Nice. Nice.
And
You're
that
one of
was
those.
a long time ago. That was a long, long time ago. And
That's
I've been working on it ever since. And I knew that he was going to like the show because we never got a bad write-up. We never had anybody complain about it. Everybody was like, I never got one bit of criticism from it.
It was a great full team that
I
put
was
together
waiting
those
for
shows.
someone
Yeah.
to say,
Yeah.
yeah, but he didn't, blah, 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 you know, and I go like, nobody said anything to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, the coolest
nobody
start-
criticized me. And
Coolest
I'm
start
going
of the shows ever.
This
was
is
back
weird.
then.
Yeah.
I'm waiting.
Yeah.
They'd
for
fill the
something,
stage
right?
with
Somebody
Right.
should say something. Oh,
Dry
you
ice and
know,
stuff. Yep,
who
yep.
the fuck does
Randy'd
he
crawl
think he
out
is? You know,
underneath it. And then
Nobody
he'd
said
rise
nothing.
up
That's cool.
from the fog.
That's awesome.
Starting the shows. It
Well,
was
and
the
that's
coolest start.
That's the showmanship, right? I mean,
Yeah.
just even in the little local stuff that I did, you know, when you have a good sound guy, good light guy, a decent stage, good sound, that just it helps what you're already doing.
It's a team.
the
know,
thing was
yeah.
cool. Our team conspired to blow the audience's mind.
That's
Every
amazing.
one of us. And after the show, we'd all talk it over and we'd add a little bit more each show.
Nice.
So by the end of the tour, it was like fucking mind blowing, all the things that are happening.
How does that work when you're touring with something like that? Are you just trying to make sure that the places that you go are set up for that? Or are you hauling all this equipment with you?
Well,
I'm talking like lights, light boards, fog machines. Like, are those coming with you, or are you
Back
just
when
kind
it
of
got
at the
as-
will?
It depends. Like when we're on tour, that's all at the venue.
It's at the venue. Yeah,
You know,
okay. That makes sense.
When this thing got as big as it could get,
Mhm.
there was a lot of stuff that was, I mean, everybody just would like pitch in.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and things happen. We didn't know where exactly we were going. Sometimes, like we showed up at a gig at a university and they had this tiny little stage and everything. It was barely big enough for my amplifiers,
Right. Right.
you know. And so we took the person that hired us out to our truck and opened it up the truck and said, "This is our equipment."
He's
and
like,
they,
oh
and
shit.
they went, "Oh fuck."
Yeah.
You know, our PA is, our little dinky PA is not going to be able to compete with that.
Right. Right.
They called the management then, it wasn't Kevin, and said, "He can't play here.
Oh,
But
really?
we're going to pay him and he's going to come back, you know, and play when we're ready for him." We had no idea
They had to upgrade.
that this is like the real deal. And, you know, we need a big stage and, you know, and he's got 3 stacks of Marshalls,
That's crazy.
you know, and we're making the stage look the way it did when Jimmy played.
Right. Right. Got to have those stacks behind
But
you.
then we're adding stuff like fog machines and strobe lights and wild lights and
That's very cool. man.
and lasers even.
Yeah.
You know, she's doing everything, and everything was like, because I thought if this is going to be a tribute to him, we got to go further.
Right. We got to push it.
Yeah,
Push
make
it, keep people
make
interested.
it bigger. Because otherwise, people will just think, "Oh yeah, okay, well, he kind of did it."
Right.
You know, but you know, even the guys that did the next tribute that showed up was Beatlemania.
Okay.
And then they asked me to come to their sound check and everything and jam with them
Nice.
and everything. And I saw what they were doing. I went, okay, you're putting together a show about the Beatles, but they're doing it in a way that goes through the timeline
Mhm.
and everything. And they got all this stuff that they, you know, visuals and
Right.
and things projected. And the Beatles didn't do that.
No.
You know, it was like, oh, cool. And it kind of set the precedent with what we were doing with Ed Wanabo
Yeah.
and everything. For if you're going to do a tribute to someone, well, try to make it worth seeing.
Right. Well, and I think you're
Don't
right.
just copy them. Do something that makes you come back
Yeah.
and
I
see it again, because you can't believe what they fucking did.
Yeah. I think that's what you're doing. And not only that, you had said that you wanted to kind of keep going and kind of show maybe what Jimmy would be doing now. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, I'm
And I
still
think that
thinking
you're-
that.
you're
I'm
doing
still
that.
thinking
Yeah.
that, you
Yeah.
know, and I tell you, there are licks that this man did that I'm still trying to figure out, and I can't. If I get this one lick, I'll be like, oh, now I'm a badass.
right. Right.
But I can't. There's this one lick that I've been trying for my entire career, trying to figure out how he timed it, how he does it, and I just can't do it.
What song is it from?
I think it's in it's in Gypsy Eyes.
Gypsy Eyes. Okay. I'll have to go back and listen to it. I don't know it off the top of my head.
I think
but
it's Gypsy Eyes. It might not be, but
I can't play
there's-
it. We'll get hit with something.
But I could.
I'll owe somebody money.
I'll go through the 3 records and I'll find it, and then I'll go like, okay, it's this right here. If you can find me someone who can do it, I'll pay him to teach me.
All right. There you go. It's out there, folks. If you think you can
gonna
do
go-
it,
Steve
hit up
Vai.
Kevin.
I defy Steve Vai to come up with this lick.
There you go. There you go. So I got to ask, I see you've got the same hat on there. I see you got your hat on here, and I heard there's a little bit of a story behind the hat. What's the story
Yeah,
behind the hat?
it got stolen from a club in Tacoma.
Oh, really?
Jazz Bones. And-
Somebody stole your hat.
Yeah, somebody stole my hat. And I was after the show, and I was packing up, and I go, "Where's my hat? I can't find it. Oh, it's gone." 2 days later, I called my girlfriend. I said, "Would you put on my Facebook that, you know, I'm letting go a secret right now. Okay. Would you put on my Facebook that my hat came up missing?
Okay.
Don't say it was stolen. Just came up missing."
Yeah.
And people started chiming in. where you find that hat, you gotta kick me. Because I said,
You had some pissed off
'cause
fans, huh?
Whoever, if you can return the hat to me, I have a guitar for you. And they're saying, don't give that guy a guitar. Whoever returns that thing, you beat him over the head with that guitar. You know, and they're saying really mean things about, and they're saying whoever stole it, you know, and everything. I never use the word stole or everything. And finally, the guy who had the hat got scared. He saw what everybody was right.
He's like, man,
about what
I gotta
we
hide
should
this
do to
thing.
him. And he called Kevin.
He called me.
Really?
And he said, I got
Told
the
me a
hat.
cockamamie
And then
story.
Kevin calls me. He goes, I found your hat. I go, you're fucking kidding me. Like that. And he goes like, okay. So they had this big, you should take over.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I hear from the guy, and okay. And
Gave you
then
some bullshit story?
I talked to the owner of Jazz Bones. I said, we found the hat. And she said, okay, use this place to get it back.
Neutral
and so
ground.
then I talked with him again, and we made a plan to meet.
Okay.
At Jazz Bones,
Mm-hmm.
and he was going to give me the hat back. She, in time, got online. The sheriff in Pierce County was
Ed Troyer.
Ed Troyer
Oh,
was a
wow.
good friend of Randy's.
Okay.
And so suddenly I start getting calls from Ed Troyer saying, hey, listen, I'll be there.
Really?
I'll be there if you're going
anything
to go.
goes
I don't want
wrong.
nothing to go in
Right.
case anything goes wrong. We play for a lot of bikers. I get a call from a
Gotcha.
couple of local biker gangs. They're like, we'll be there.
Man, you don't know whose hat you stole, man.
And I said, no, it's
Messing with the
okay,
wrong
it's okay.
damn hat.
And finally, the day comes,
So-
and I get there, and the girl that owned Jazz Bones at the time, she was there.
Mm-hmm.
She was recording from the back door.
Okay.
She had the girl that lived in the apartment across the street recording video from there. They were like really just taking care of us, you know.
Right.
The guy ended up, he was fine. And I knew that from talking to him. But
Yeah, but he's floating in Lake Washington.
wait, I don't.
He doesn't have some mic stands tied to him, does he? So you got the hat back. You got the hat back.
There's the hat.
There's the hat.
So I got it back. But then this is funny because that same guy who stole it came backstage that night, and he had a scarf that I had thrown in the crowd earlier.
Really? So was he
And-
just a big fan or
Yeah,
what?
and this is what's weird. He gave that. He brought it back, and he goes, "I want to give this back to you." And he's backstage with me. This is before he stole the hat, and he goes, "I want to give this back to you." And I go, "No, I threw that away. Anything I throw away, that's yours
Right.
now, and everything. So keep it, and everything." When he returned the hat, he returned that scarf also,
Really?
and I remembered him. So I went like, "That was that guy who looked like Captain Kangaroo." And he goes, "Yeah." So I started calling him Captain Klepto.
Captain Klepto. There you
Yeah.
go. Did he stop coming to shows?
No, I said it, like he's floating in Lake Washington.
No, that you gotta warn me, man. You gotta warn me. Hopefully he's not floating. We want him.
Well, he is probably not floating anymore by now.
Got some catfish that got a hold of him.
That's crazy, man. So before we came up here tonight, I saw you gift Matt over here with a beautiful guitar that you did all the artwork on and everything else.
Right.
Matt, can you go grab that real quick? We'll get it up on some cameras here.
Oh, I forgot we're on camera.
Yes, we are on camera.
We're gonna put it up for auction at Creole Soul.
I'm still back in radio days.
No, and honestly, the camera's a pain in my ass, but Hamp wanted video, and he was right. He was
I wanted
right.
video.
You know, because this reminds me of talking with Bob Rivers, because he was a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
And everything, and I did a lot of interviews with Bob and everything, and this is just like one of those interviews.
That's awesome, man.
What
I'll
we're
take
doing,
that as a
what we're
compliment.
doing here.
Take that as a compliment.
You're good. You're good. You know. And
Hey,
being
we're
able
just
to-
listening, man. You guys are the entertainment. If you go right back behind Kevin there,
Come on behind me.
yeah, we can get that in the shot. That looks pretty good. Hold it up
Yeah.
just a little bit. You're actually in this camera right here, just so you know. So yeah. So you want to describe that guitar to us just a little bit?
Well,
I've got some pictures of it too that I'll post. But
the face over there, that's Albert Schweitzer.
Nice.
And there's a bird who's going like goal,
Yeah.
like a football. And then, you know, you got to put a skull on it.
Got to have a skull on it. Yep.
And then there's some UFOs up there. They're
Very
in
cool.
pencil. The guitar is actually not finished. We're going to get together and I'll finish it in front of him.
I love the color
And
scheme
then
though.
sign it on it.
Yeah.
And then on the back is Mars as seen from a alien planet.
I like it. I like it.
Not from Earth.
Yeah, yeah.
That's an alien planet, and it's very foggy on the planet.
It's awesome.
And so that's
And then
Mars.
on the
Here,
headstock there,
looking.
the headstock is awesome.
It says Hansen Randy
Yeah.
Caster.
I'll get some pictures of it too, and I can put them in there. That's very cool, man.
Yeah.
Randy
I had a lot
knows
of
I
fun.
have a collection of autographed guitars and so forth, and I never had a Randy Hansen.
Yeah.
In conversations with Kevin, he knew I was interested. I've talked to Randy. He knew I was interested. My wife, who's not here at this moment, stepped out of the room. Somehow they colluded to put this together, and I am.
Well, your wife held a gun to my head.
They usually do it.
So the last guitar that Randy painted, he painted for an auction. Thank you. And it was on the cruise that we do.
It's
And
for
on that
children's
cruise
cancer.
is
Nice. Very, very good.
It did it for, it's called Unravel Pediatric Cancer. And this family started that organization because their 6-year-old daughter passed away from cancer. And they were the most beautiful people. And he paints a guitar the last 3 cruises we've been on. They always do an auction for some great charity.
Yeah.
And so, we go on that ship. We're one of the few tribute bands. It's mostly real bands,
Right.
On
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And yet, Randy's painted guitar usually brings in the highest bid.
Nice.
And on the last one, that particular guitar brought in $11,500.
That is amazing. That is amazing.
This family.
And I fainted.
He painted. I got video of him painting.
That's awesome,
But
man.
that it went to this family, and for such a beautiful cause, it made me feel amazing.
That's great, man.
Really,
yeah,
really,
for
and what a
sure.
really unbelievable family. Really unbelievable.
It was a Squire.
You Squire?
It's a Squire.
Yeah.
Squire Stratocaster. And I got it for free, too,
Yeah.
Wow.
That's great, man. But it went for a good cause, and I'm sure it went to
Yeah,
a
if
great
anybody
home, so.
out there, look up Unravel Pediatric Cancer.
Yeah.
If you're
So if you
if
want to
got a
buy...
means to help,
Yeah.
it's a beautiful
If you
place
want to
to
buy a
help.
guitar from me also, that I painted, it'll only cost you $11,500.
There we go. For the low price. No, and when we're done here,
we go up
give
from
me all
here.
those links, and I'll put them in the description too. So we can highlight that so people can go through on the episode, find the description, the links to this stuff, and hopefully maybe.
And
do a little
also, you have to find the guitar and give it to me for free.
I got a bass in my garage right now that I'm rebuilding, actually. So my daughter's boyfriend gave it to her, and I'm like, I got to tear this whole thing apart. I did it when I was younger. It's kind of just taken apart right now, but yeah, it's fun. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I think that's probably a pretty good spot to wrap it up with the guitar and the benefit and everything. Why don't you guys go ahead and throw your dates out? I mean, we get views in Europe as well as the United States, so go ahead and throw everything out that you guys got right now.
Yeah.
Cool. You can get everything at www.randyhansen.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's
My
all
whole
there.
schedule's there.
And what were the dates here locally that you were
And
talking
then-
about?
December
Our
6th
next
and
local is
December 26th.
December 6th and November 26th.
November 26th. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
November 26th at McMiniman's for Jimmy's birthday. December
And,
6th. For
You know,
Randy's
if you
birthday,
got a bar
Jazz Bones.
mitzvah or something, or, your little kid is...
So, maybe what we
Got a
should
birthday.
do next time, I have an idea. So Randy
Sure.
has an original band also together with a female lead singer named Lori Lowenstein.
Okay.
Yeah, we're called Stonehouse
Stonehouse Wednesday.
Stonehouse Wednesday.
Maybe
Yeah.
we should continue
And
this one day with Stonehouse
you know,
Wednesday.
Yeah, we can totally do
that'd
that.
be really good.
That would be
because
fun.
This is original stuff that
man.
we wrote together.
It's all-
We wrote 22 songs together when we only meant to like go over 2 songs that we had
Okay.
already written.
Yeah.
During COVID, we couldn't
And
go
then
play.
we just
gotcha.
kept writing together.
A lot of stuff came out of COVID.
Yeah. And it's called Stonehouse Wednesday because my mother's maiden name is Stonehouse.
Oh, really?
Rita
Okay.
Ray Stonehouse was her maiden name. And that's a Blackfoot Indian name.
Oh, okay.
Wednesday was the day that we got together every time we wrote a song.
All right.
We tried to write on a Thursday and we couldn't come up with anything.
It's really funny
they
though
couldn't
because
figure
it
out
works
a
as
name, so
it's a
I
great
came
band
up
name.
with Stonehouse Wednesday.
That's a great band name, man. That's a great band name.
And he came up with it because we were thinking
They couldn't
maybe
come
we
up with a name, and
Maybe
I-
we're called Stonehouse or
And they rehearse every Wednesday.
and then we
Stonehouse Wednesday.
And then we were
Come on.
thinking
Yep.
every Wednesday we were going to call the band too. And he goes, "Why don't you just call it Stonehouse Wednesday?" And I went, "That sounds good."
Yeah, it does. It does. I like it's got a ring to it. For
And
sure.
then I went online and there was actually Stonehouse Wednesday things. It was like something to do with cooking.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're good then. You're good.
He cooks.
Well, I mean, he paints.
He just
cooks,
told you he needs
plays
to go home
music.
and
I mean,
cook.
Weird.
That's great, guys. Well, I think we're gonna wrap it up there. I
Cool.
think it's a great idea to do a second part. Bring
Yeah.
Stonehouse Wednesday in, and
Let's do that.
would be amazing.
Yeah, and I love doing this with you guys. So
thanks, man.
Anytime,
It's a pleasure having you
anytime
guys.
you want me and you're bored, or you want me to come up here and just
We got no gigs for a month.
All right.
and also
Just
everything
throwing it out there.
and also everything I told you was a complete lie.
Yes. Yes. This is all for entertainment purposes only. All right, Hamp, you got anything else for Randy and Kevin?
Nope, just see y'all in Creole Soul on a Thursday night.
All right, it's a deal.
It's a deal.
Okay, that's all. Come rock the house for me one time.
All right, Kevin, Randy, thanks, guys.
Thank you
I can't wait
guys.
till
Yeah,
the next
thank you.
one. And
And thanks, Matt.
yeah,
for
thank you,
getting us
Matt,
here.
for
Yeah.
introducing us. And
Yeah.
sounds like we're going to do more of these. It's a lot of fun.
Right.
So,
Happy trails to everybody.
happy trails. Stick
Happy
Lounge
trails.
Podcast, guys. We'll see you.
Joe and Hampton, lights dim, it's game time. Interview sharp, cut through like a shank line. Stick lounge, stories unfold, real and raw. From hustlers to dreamers, breaking laws with a claw. Microphone warriors, capturing life's conflicts. Sitting across legends, tales flick like black pics. Drop bars, not mics, knowledge, it rains. From the streets to the beats in every vein. Stick lounge podcast, tales heavy with the weight. Real lives, gritty stories, never fake. Joe and Hampton, digging deep, no facade, untold narratives. Every episode a new fraud.
This very far away. Takes about a day to get there. We travel by my dragonfly. No sound in Spain. On the same ocean. And the wind's just right. Hang on, my darling. Hang on, if you're gonna go. That's really low, and the overflow drop candy. The battleground is time thinking about bad things. Just float your little mind around. Look out. Hang on, my darling. Girl, hang on if you want to go. Look here. Man, this castle magic. On your mind.